Don't engage alone. We do this together.
Yeah!
Yeah!
We got it! We got
New 52 book.
it! Somebody clip this one.
Well, hello there. Well, happy Batman Day, everyone. And yeah, we're talking about Batman Beyond Return of the Joker. And yes, I am wearing a Batman mask. So there you go. So let's bring in our panel for tonight.
All the hopes and dreams of Krypton live in you now.
What's up, Teladia?
Bravo! Bravo!
Thank you. Yeah, they were giving it away on my LCS. So I was like, oh, screw it. I'll pick one up. So yeah, we're talking about Batman Return of the Joker. So the way I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this a little different than I normally do these movie discussions. And I'm going to try out this format. We're going to take this in terms of three parts. So part one's going to be the characters. Then we're going to talk about the plot. Then we're going to talk about general trivia. So let's start with the characters. So this was my first big exposure to Terry as Batman, and I gotta say, I dig him as Batman. He's got a pretty dope Batman voice.
Yeah, Tyree's Batman voice is pretty cool. Don't get me wrong, and this takes place in the same continuity as the DCAU. Let's remind people. Remind people.
Yeah, and the fun. I also they had an interesting version of Tim Drake in this movie. Because I was like, and again, I'll get more into this when we get to the plot. But the way that the turn for Tim, that twist at the end where you find out that, spoiler alert, the Joker is Tim in this, I'm like, oh, that's because I did not see that coming at all.
No, I didn't either. I wasn't expecting Tim Drake to be Joker. I was just like, wait, what? When I first saw this film for the very first time, it wasn't in theaters in the UK for me. So I had to watch it on TV.
But me, by the way, this was my first time actually viewing the film.
Okay. Did you get to see it at theaters?
Nope, didn't.
Do you know if it was in theaters?
Let me. I don't think it was. I think Mask of the Phantasm was the only one. And by the way, anyone in the chat can look this up and correct this as well. By the way, I just want to remind you guys to like the stream, share it and subscribe if you're feeling so inclined. You can also become a member where you get exclusive members only live stream once a month, and you get to priority in the chat through super chats. Batman Beyond, Return of the Joker theater release. Let me try this. I don't think it got. Was originally set to release Halloween, but following a backlash against violence in children's media. Oh yeah. The creature was so delays release till then. I'm trying to see if it was released in theaters. I don't think so. But anyway, so back to this. Yeah, I mean, I also liked it was pretty cool seeing old man Batman. He's throwing the Batarang. He turns to Ace and goes, "Still got it."
Yeah. What was also cool was the kind of like a time rewind. So he went back in time, got to see Bruce as Batman.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. And Tara Strong as Batgirl. And this one's for you, Nick. Batgirl and Nightwing got a thing.
Yeah, and as far as we know at this point, Batgirl and Batman is not a thing.
Yeah. In this universe.
in this universe so far. See, I don't take anything. I don't take that stuff as canon, so I'm like, okay. But I also really liked each of the Joker's like goons because they're all like clown or like circus themed, and I like that one dude's like half hyena. The other two people are obviously like the granddaughters of Harley Quinn. We find this out later in the movie.
Mhm.
The character designs in this, and by extension Batman Beyond, are like, wow, I really dig like the aesthetic of this show.
Like the one thing I like is like about it's like the dynamic between Bruce and Terry's relationship.
Yeah.
Right. That was really crucial for the plot line to the story, and also Barbara's involvement as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like
She was
how she,
cool.
yeah, it it was like it was kind of interesting to see how they talk about the times that Bruce and Becca were like on patrol and stuff like that. And furthermore, it was like the art style is just knocks it out the park yet again.
Really good, yeah. The other thing that I noticed. Okay, so let's get to the plot because there's a point that I want to bring up. So this came out before like the whole Jason Todd thing happened. And what's
Yes.
interesting for it, hey, what's up, Pika Shades? How you doing, my brother? I love the cameo in the video, by the way. For those of you that don't know, Pika Shades did a discussion of Batman Hush. You guys should check that out. And he put a cameo in me talking about how useless Lois Lane is after the scene when she's dropped. I love it. It's so good. But anyway, so the thing about this, if you notice, first off, Tim Drake, the Robin suit is the Jason Todd Robin suit.
Yeah, I did notice that.
And then if you notice, this gave me massive Under the Red Hood vibes because, he's tortured by the Joker, turned kind of bad, but later becomes kind of good. So I'm like, I wonder if Judd Winnick, when he was writing Batman, at the time it was just called Batman Red Hood, when he was writing that, if he was inspired by this movie.
I think he was because you remember this movie came out in 1999.
Actually, it came out in 2000.
Was it? Yeah, it was 2000. Sorry,
I think
my
it was
bad.
supposed to come out in 1999, but what happened is that it had to get delayed to be edited because of the whole Tim Drake being tortured thing.
Yeah.
DCAU, Tim Drake was amalgam. Yeah, I figured that. Which was cool. I liked it, but this is all about, because I put this in the description of the stream. This movie basically reminds me of a mix between Under the Red Hood and Killing Joke. And what does that say if the non-Killing Joke movie is the best version of Killing Joke in movie form? I have to put a dig at that all the time.
Course, yeah, of course.
Judd Winnick was apparently one of those people who called to vote for Jason's survival, which makes sense because when he brought him back to life in a cool way, mind you. I definitely enjoy Under the Red Hood, and that will be a Batman. That will be a
members only video type thing.
Yeah, or like a movie night stream eventually, because Nick and I rave about that movie so much. But so continuing on, the other thing that I do agree with you. You see like both Batman each fighting the Joker. So like if the whole through line is the trauma that the Joker brings on the people, and that's very like Batman 3 Jokers of it. And I really felt like that entire like subplot of like Tim Drake, and then again him becoming the Joker, that was actually a really cool thing, but not knowing that he was becoming the Joker. What did you think?
I think him becoming the Joker, that surprised me the most.
Yeah, because you could say, looking back at it, they do kind of like broadcast it kind of, but when I was in there, when I was watching the movie, I not once thought that person may be the Joker.
I thought Joker was alive for many years, and he just basically, had de-aging, one of those de-aging serums or whatever to keep him young.
That was a plot line, by the way, in Scott Snyder's Batman run in the new 52. That's another book we should discuss. But what they did was, and what's up, Nix? And by the way, Nix, if you want a link, I can send you a link and you can come on. You're more than welcome to. Hey, what's up, Brown Destroyer? And people voted for it was a cheese poll. Yeah, I know. But the thing about it, so what was I saying? What was I saying, Teladia?
In regards to Nick says sure.
Yeah,
sure,
okay.
I'll
send you a link right now.
In regards to what's it called? Tim Drake becoming Joker. Oh, the de-aging stuff for Joker.
Oh yeah, because that was a plot line in the new 52 Batman, because there was this idea that Snyder introduced, ironically Snyder, that the Joker was actually this immortal being that kept being exposed to like Dionysium and the Lazarus pits, and that's how he kept coming back to life. So that was kind of like, another thing that I feel like they were really inspired by that, and I like that. Just saw the deleted scenes of Flash movie on YouTube. Some of them were really good to cut from the movies. Yeah, I guess. Hey, what's up, David? How you doing, my brother?
Hey, what's up, David? Hey, what's up, Brucifer?
Brucifer. Yes, I am wearing the Bat mask. I have to, so there you go.
And if you guys aren't subscribed to Kingdom Nerd, what you guys doing? Go subscribe to Kingdom Nerds.
Sub to everyone, people. Sub to everyone. Hey, what's up, Tavia? What's up, Tavia? How you doing, my brother?
Who mentioned Super Sons?
Well, technically, we're talking about Batman, and his offspring is one half of the Super Son, so I guess that works. So, another thing that again, it's the whole progression of Tim Drake's character, and again, this is very Red Hood, where he's dealing with the trauma of the Joker. I did call that the adult guy watching the show was Tim Drake, so I was like, oh, okay. So, Brucifer, for those that don't know, we have a sort of inside joke with Tevia that whenever anyone says Super Sons 3 times, he shows up in the chat because it's happened before. I have them here because I should be sleeping at my time zone now. Well, we appreciate you hanging out with us, PK. Really appreciate it.
We appreciate you.
And by Nix, I sent you the link. Oh, there you go. Bat Nix. Nice. What's up, Nix?
Figured I'd keep it on theme.
What? Yeah, exactly. Trying to keep it on theme. So, Nix, your thoughts on Return of the Joker and the whole Tim Drake thing and all that?
Honestly, I love the movie. I can't think of like a better story to tell, like for Batman Beyond. Like, if you're gonna have any of the characters return for Terry to fight, why not make it the Joker?
Yeah.
And the whole reveal, whoa, blew my mind.
Yeah, I did not. Again, this movie was written so well by Paul Dini, where unless you're really like paying attention, unless you're really being Batman, there's no way you could tell that it was going to be Tim Drake being the Joker, and the Joker like injected Joker DNA into Tim Drake. That was like, wow.
It got me thinking though. Was that inspired in the Batman Arkham games too? Just thinking about it.
Maybe. Oh, that's true. That's another plot point in Night. I think maybe I think that'd be interesting. It's very similar.
It's very similar, right? When Joker toxin is in all these people, right? It makes me think this potentially could led to those games.
It's funny. All of the best Batman stuff is based off of stuff that was written by Paul Dini.
Exactly.
That dude's a genius. But
man knew what he was doing.
He clearly knew what he was doing, as opposed to Bruce Timm, who all he wanted to do was have Batman and Batgirl together for no reason.
No.
I have to bring that up. I'm sorry. I have to bring that up. I know that people complain that Batman Beyond comics isn't as good as the Batman Beyond series. I love everything related to it. Great. Yeah, 100%. I have an issue or two of that, and I feel it's really good. I did try to recreate this story in DC Rebirth, but like a lot of DC Rebirth, it fell flat. Yes, I'm going to say Teladia, and I know why. So there you go. But so I'm going to go around with the panel. What are like your favorite parts of the movie? I'll start with Nix.
Oh, okay. So that scene explaining like the last time they saw the Joker, like everything leading up to it, and then the moment where Tim, off the Joker, stellar.
And how it goes
Absolutely
from like
chilling.
from like laughter to
Laughing.
crying. That gave
Oh
me
my
chills. That just gave me
Absolute
chills.
best part of the movie for me, honestly. Or like having Terry fight and actually start to one up the Joker. That was also pretty great.
Yeah, well, because
Yeah.
again, he's still Batman, but
Yeah.
and again, this whole thing is extremely Jason Todd, and I'm like, okay, Judd, I see where you got this from. How about you, Teladia?
For me, there's two scenes.
Okay.
The first scene is Batman confronting the Joker,
Which
when he's
Batman
which is the Bruce Wayne Batman.
Oh,
right?
okay.
When he confronts the Joker for the last time,
Mm-hmm.
goes to the place where Robin is, and he shows the little slides. He says, and Joker basically knows who Bruce Wayne is. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
that was like, whoa, that is really deep. And then Batman fighting with him and all of that, and then obviously what Nick said about Tim Drake Jokerized. I should call him Jokerized.
Yep, we can call it that.
Basically doing something which he shouldn't have done, which I'm not going to say on stream because I don't want to get you demonetized.
Apparently, according to this, Paul Dini makes a cameo during the beginning of the movie. I did not notice that. That
Really?
is, yeah, that is interesting. I'm like, who the hell is that? Who is the female Batman? That's Nyx.
Yeah, that's
Hi.
Nyx. That's Nyx. Yes.
By the way, this film serves as the final chronological appearance of Joker, Harley Quinn, and Tim Drake in the DCAU.
Yes. Yes. And the second scene, would you believe, is the I thought Batman couldn't make I thought Joker couldn't make Batman laugh. That scene.
Oh yeah, I like that. I like that
I,
one.
I like that scene towards the end. That was really cool.
Yeah, I love where Terry is like taunting the Joker so hard to the point where he
Playing
makes the
dirty.
Joker lose control. I'm like, oh, this is badass.
I think
And Batman playing dirty.
someone on a YouTube video actually put it best. I think it's like they said it's like we're basically getting to see Spider-Man take on the Joker.
Yeah, because that's kind of what it is. It's kind of like Spider-Man v Green Goblin. That's 100% the way I saw that though. It's really cool. By the way, Ghoul, one of the criminals, is voiced by Michael Rosenbaum.
Ooh.
Otherwise known as the Flash.
Of the DCAU.
Of the DCAU. Yeah, exactly. And I'm trying to find out. Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. When Terry speculates about possible explanations for Terry longevity, he mentions suspended animation due to floating around a giant frozen block of ice. I'm like, nice Captain America reference, guys. That was so Captain America.
So what's your favorite scene though? Because
probably the Terry taunting the Joker. Because it's very rare. Because Joker lives off of like anarchy and like chaos, but now Joker's having the anarchy and chaos directed at him and he can't handle it. I just freaking dig that. It was really, really cool. And a fun fact, this movie was initially released in the midst of backlash against the violence in the movies and video games aimed at children that followed the Columbine thing. So as a result, this movie had to be re-released and re-edited because of all the Tim Drake stuff. So they had to like censor it. The censored version apparently had the Joker in the flashback tell Tim as many Joker to make Batman into one of them instead of shooting Batman. Oh wow, I didn't know that. It was cool. What's up, Throth? How you doing? Speaking of Batman Beyond, this movie had two returns. Yeah, the one that's censored. So, and also seatbelts were put in the Batmobile. So. I also liked the like hover Batmobile. That was really cool. The other thing, my other favorite part is when anytime Ace like attacked the Joker, and because Batman's like sick 'em boy, and then all of a sudden he's got, and all of a sudden the Joker has like Cujo coming after him, and I was like, this is dope. and then in terms of, all right, so apparently this takes place. So what's interesting, this is the one explanation from Bruce Timm that I appreciate. The incident with Tim Drake and everything, that's what caused Batman to like retreat from like the Bat family and the Justice League, is this one like thing that caused him to like I guess like collapse inward on himself, which makes sense because that's what Batman would do 100%.
Yeah.
A comic adaptation of this film was released. It was largely based on the original version, except for the Joker's death scene, which matched the edited version. This led to inconsistency where the rest of the comic referred to Joker being shot as opposed to electrocuted. Well, that sounds like DC Comics for you.
Actually, I think it's kind of funny that they try to censor it like that, considering like it's kind of a seriously horrifying way to go out either way.
Yeah, I know. Either way, you're not. It's still, I guess, like, well, remember, this was following a school shooting, so I guess they didn't want him to like die by gunfire.
And don't forget, this was a time where, let's just say, things weren't great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. So I could kind of get that. I can kind of understand that. The other thing that I definitely liked is the whole Bruce Wayne is returning to the forefront of like Wayne Enterprises. And then there's that one dude that was supposed to take over going, God damn it. Yeah, DC Comics is supremely inconsistent. Exactly. That's my point. Dick Grayson should have been in this movie. I don't think he ever appeared in the show either. Yeah.
No,
I'm like, where the hell is Nightwing? Right? Because yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead, Nick.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, apparently he does appear in the comics, but I don't understand why they never had him in the show.
Yeah, because he exists in the universe. You had him in if anyone, because it would be one thing if you saw like when Batman is like choosing who's gonna take over for him before he goes to Terry, he goes to Nightwing first, and Nightwing tells him to screw off. But he doesn't do that. Plus the fact you also have Barbara Gordon plays a significant part of this movie. So still, but it could be because Nightwing is still peeved about Bruce Timm's really crappy taste in ships.
Mm-hmm.
I joke about my co-host having bad taste in ships, but I'm sorry, Bruce Timm has the absolute worst taste in ships. It'd be one thing. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Nix.
No, I'm just agreeing with you. It's no bueno.
It would be one thing if he made Barbara Gordon like older, like they did in the Lego Batman movie. But it's just so creepy the way they do it in the show.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But still, regardless, they were together, Nightwing and Batgirl.
Yeah,
sorry,
suck it, Nick. But that's Nick and I have an alliance, so there you go. My favorite scene is Batman Beyond Terry. Again, it's meeting the Joker for the first time in the flashbacks. And the flashback stuff was really cool. If you don't have the stomach for it, I agree with you, Nick. That is like horrifying. It was quite a little too soon, too many loose ends. We never knew why Grayson never called as Bruce's net Mexican. And again, I get the feeling that is because of Bruce Timm's stupid thing, which by the way, I have to read that when I reach 800 subs. So, oh boy.
Oh God.
That's when in the comics. Okay, thank you, Brown. Thank you, Brown Destroyer, for making me relive that. I really appreciate that, brother. Speaking of Batman Beyond, I'm actually surprised they had the balls to kill off the Joker the way they did twice, which I was happy. Yeah, it's kind of funny. They killed Joker twice in this movie. That's a good point, Debbie.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Twice.
They kill him in the flashback, and then he's like purged from Tim Drake, so he dies twice. And I'm like, when everyone's like, Batman doesn't kill, this one does.
But he was unjokerized. That's the best way to put it for the second time.
Yeah, it still counts though, because the Joker like attitude is like purge. Right? I did appreciate the nice nod to Dr. Leslie Tompkins. There you go. She was always the doctor that like helped Bruce throughout all this stuff. And I'm looking through. So we also have. So I'm looking through the cast. Of course, the late Arlene Sorkin.
Mm-hmm.
R.I.P. It's really, really interesting watching this after she passes. And you have obviously Conroy, Mark Hamill. Yeah, the second death was like destroying a Horcrux. Yeah, kind of like that. By the way, which Batman Beyond suit you guys love the most? That's a good question. I kind of like the one he used in the movie, in this movie. It was also kind of cool seeing him like basically fly, because I believe this Batman can actually fly, right? Because he has like jet.
Yes, yeah, jet boots in the Batman Beyond costume.
And
yes.
I dig the black and red color scheme. That is such a cool color scheme to make this Batman unique, as opposed to like just going black and gray. Because
Or black and blue.
What?
I said or black and blue.
Or black and blue, and that'd be a good like intimidation tactics for the villains. Hey, this is what you're about to become. I would love for that to be an excuse. That'd be so good. Technically, Batman Beyond 2.0 comics were written by Kyle Higgins, not Bruce Timm. No, I know, but Bruce Timm was still like probably consulted on that, and then Bruce Timm was also involved in the Killing Joke movie. Which, by the way, Nix, before you came in, I said this was like, what does it say that this is a better Killing Joke movie than the Killing Joke movie?
Yes.
Was this 100%?
Oh, definitely.
Oh, definitely, yeah, because Batman isn't with a 20-year-old. He was a Joker AI, basically. Should have kept him around as a character similar to Brainiac. That would have been cool, like a Joker AI that he has to deal with in the show.
I had a better idea.
Okay, let's hear it.
What about a Joker boss, like a Joker that that has skin, flesh, and all of that is similar to Brainiac, right? Except for he's a robot. You know how in Batman the animated series you had like a different Batman, a robot type of Batman?
Mm-hmm.
Imagine that as a Joker though, that never ages.
Do you mean like, did you read Dark Knight's Metal?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
Remember the cyborg Batman? So kind of like that, except for like the Joker?
Similar to that, except for he's a robot. He's
that
a
is
robot.
Terrifying. And then he has a robotic Joker left. Jeez, it's a lot of you should write DC comics.
So do you know that little short that I think it was Bruce Timm that did the 75th anniversary for Batman Beyond?
And by the way, you said Bruce Timm.
Why did you say that name?
Yeah, I know.
But go on. Yeah, go on.
But that short that was on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. I think I've heard of it.
Where Bruce and Batman face off against all these different Batmen, 7 Batmen.
Mm-hmm.
So Bruce and Terry face off against all these Batmen. Essentially, it's Joker. So imagine Joker just having having that type of technology, and that he never ages.
And here comes Terry.
You're gonna die, clown! You think that's funny? I don't hear you laughing now!
I had to. I was trying to set that up, and you did it actually really well. So I appreciate that.
No problem.
Tevye saw the short. He says it's good. Which suit is more advanced, Batman Beyond or Spider-Man 2099? I say Spider-Man 2099.
I would have to say no.
A holographic thing.
I would have to say Batman Beyond. There's 3 reasons.
Okay.
First reason, he can listen in with the homing thing on his fingers, right?
True.
Second thing, he can go invisible.
I saw that. That was cool.
And the third thing, he's able to fly with flipping jet boots.
Yeah, that's true. How about you, Nix?
Sorry, what was that?
The question is, what suit is more advanced, the Batman Beyond suit or the Spider-Man 2099 suit?
Oh, well, I don't know too much about Spider-Man 2099 outside of like
Me neither.
you like I know a little bit. I watched a video about it from like Tara at one point. That was a long time ago. Going with my personal bias, I'll just say Batman Beyond.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I appreciate that. Paul Dini and Bruce Timm had a horrible knowledge about Superman's power. Superman was seen almost dying, contacting with Sun. And wait, what? Superman almost died going in the sun?
Where
was this?
Give us some proof.
Yeah,
give us some proof.
You gotta help me out here. By the way, Teladia flashing back to Superman and Wonder Woman when he fights the god of the sun, huh?
Yeah.
I like Spider-Man. Yeah, but Batman Beyond is far better. Yeah. Yeah, wait, what? Yeah, even Temian's confused. I'm like, wait a second here. Because if that's true in the Justice League series, which episode is that? Because if that's
Which episode?
true, oh, I'm gonna use that. The suit is the only thing I never liked about Batman Beyond. I always felt he was relying too much on the suit instead of skill. I do know this from my limited knowledge of the series. Later on, he does prove that it's not just the suit. So I'm gonna disagree with you a little bit, Dave.
Yeah. I mean, at first, yeah, because Terry's very inexperienced. He's just a good kid trying to do some good, but he doesn't really know what he's doing.
Mhm.
But it does show later on that he's becoming more self-sufficient. The suit definitely enhances his abilities, but later on down the line, it is all his own doing. And Bruce is back in the Batcave helping out too.
I also love how Bruce has become Alfred in this universe, essentially. That's kind of what he's. You could say it started out with the suit and became. Yeah, exactly. That's what we're saying. I'll get back to you on that. Let me find it. Okay, fine. We do get an episode with Batman Beyond with Terry going up against the suit itself with an artificial intelligence that went rogue. Yeah, and he like prevails over the suit. So yeah, it's all about character arcs and stuff. And I appreciate that they took the time, because a lesser writer, in other words, a modern writer, would have just said, "Oh my gosh, he's so powerful with the suit, but without the suit, he's like nothing." So no, 100%. And this goes back to, actually, what's kind of funny. This goes back to a quote from Spider-Man Homecoming when he's talking to Tony Stark, and Tony Stark takes the suit away, and he goes, "If you're nothing without the suit," oh nice. "If you're nothing without the suit, you don't belong. You shouldn't have it." Looking at you, Tom Taylor and Megan Fitzmartin. Okay, Tavia, you're getting this now. Wait a second. You're getting this.
Why did you say that, Dad?
Don't
Yeah.
play it too much. We don't want to get you demonetized.
Yeah, please don't make me play that too much. He does become more skilled, but the suit was like OP. And that's the thing about Batman, whether or not it's Terry or Dick or Bruce, all of them start off in this way, but then they demonstrate that they are more than their gadgets. Because yeah, Bruce is powerful with the gadgets, but it's like, and this gets into a good discussion about Batman in general, since it is Batman Day. The thing about Batman that makes him such a compelling character is that, yeah, he has all the tech, but you take that away, he still has his most powerful tool, his mind. Batman can think his way out of anything. Hell, he's thought through falling from orbit.
Not only that, but he spent years training to become the very best in so many different fields. It's not just the gadgets, and that's something the best Batman stories can show you. It's that Bruce himself is a remarkable man.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, that's true. And it's like, case in point, Tower of Babel. He came up with he was observant enough to look at to come up with contingency plans to take out the Justice League. Now that would have been a great Justice League episode. I wish they did like some type of Tower of Babel thing. That'd be so cool.
They did have the animated movie, but it kind of took some liberties with the plot.
Oh yeah, extreme liberties, like how it's not Ra's al Ghul. But anyway, so Teladia, I want to ask you, why do you think Batman is such a great character?
Well, Batman, because he's relatable, right?
Mm-hmm.
To so many people, he's relatable because of his wits, determination, his skill, his knowledge, and also because he gets all the girls, right? Except for Wonder Woman. We don't include
Except
her.
for Wonder Woman, he can't have Wonder Woman because she's with Superman. But go on.
But yeah, he gets all the other girls, and that he's rich, nice cars.
What are your superpowers again? I'm rich. That's the best line in Justice League.
Yes. So, but yeah, when it comes down to how Batman is awesome, plus he gets so many video games. Like, come on. It's basically because it's everyone's favorite dream to be the Batman.
Because here's the thing. As opposed to like any of the Justice League members, all you need is cash to be Batman. cash and training. That's all you need. So realistically, you could become Batman. I'll never be Superman. I'll never be Wonder Woman. Chances are I'll never be Cyborg, but I could be Batman. And
Or
the other thing
Robin.
about Batman, that this is what the Bat family has like proved. It's Bruce's idea that you don't have to let your past trauma define who you are, because he lost his family, and then he used the determination, the resultant determination to better himself and to decide to be of service. And then he called others to do so like this. He told Nightwing, he's like, when he first recruited me, he's like, no, this does not have to be defining you. You turn this into a strength. And that's part of why, that's part of the inspirational value of Batman. Speaking of Batman Day, that reminds me, I may actually review Batman and the Flash, the Button, the crossover today since I finished. Yeah, the Flash, the story he did with the Flash is actually really good. But now let me ask you guys this. I'll start with Nick's. What's your overall favorite Batman movie? Now we can do animated. I'll tell you what. To do this, let's have a separate category for live action and animated, because otherwise it's just gonna be Mask of the Phantasm. So Nick, I'll start with you. Favorite Batman live action and favorite Batman animated movie.
I was going to do that either way, but well, animated would definitely be Mask of the Phantasm, just because I not just the art style. The art style is gorgeous though, but I do like how it delves into Bruce's psyche and his past a little. And honestly, I think it's the best part of the show is showing Bruce as just a good person, a guy who wants to do good and who uses his pain to do good. So yeah, definitely my favorite animated Batman movie. But my favorite live action would have to be either Batman 89, either one of the Tim Burton movies, honestly.
That's it. Those are interesting ones. I agree with you that those ones are pretty fun. Except I love the people. I had to explain to because I was on a panel once, and they were trying to argue with me that they said that Michael Keaton's Batman doesn't kill.
Oh, he does.
Oh,
Thank you.
He does. There's no denying it, honestly.
He puts a bomb in someone's pants and smiles.
He has a body count. It's kind of confirmed. You see it on screen. But I don't know. There's something about those two movies. Like either one of them. The sequel especially with Catwoman and Penguin. I don't know. Something about them.
That was
oh, yeah, definitely. She was. Michelle Pfeiffer was amazing. Or, the 69 Batman movie. The Adam West Batman movie is pretty great, too. But
66, but I see what you're saying there.
66. But honestly, any of those.
I like that. How about you, Teladia?
My favorite Batman film. Did you say?
Yeah. And we're doing a separate category for animated and live action.
Okay, so for my favorite Batman film has to be Batman vs Superman, hands
There
down.
you go.
There's a Dawn of Justice, the ultimate edition, the only edition that exists.
Yeah, exactly.
So for me, it has to be that film because you got Ben Affleck as Batman, Henry Cavill as Superman. First time on screen ever in the history of comic book movie history. So, and this is what DC should have been doing.
Mm-hmm. True that. How about animated?
Animated film. Okay, animated film is hard, very hard. It's between Batman Under the Red Hood, Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. Was it?
Apocalypse.
Yeah, Superman, Batman, Apocalypse. Yeah.
Nice, I like that one. My favorite. Okay, I'm not gonna count. I'm not gonna count BVS. This 1 point for me, just because that's the obvious answer. But my favorite Batman live action movie is Batman Begins, because you see him build up to being Batman. I think that's when Bale had like a pretty good voice. and I like the silhouette of the bat suit because, and Nick has said this on his show too, I like how the cape like wraps around his shoulders and he's basically a shadow. I just freaking love that. And then obviously the other one is Batman versus Superman for Ben Affleck because he looks like Batman. If you've seen like pictures of Batman from like the comics, literally it's Ben Affleck. I would not be surprised if they base him off of Ben Affleck. And then animated, it's a tie between Mask of the Phantasm because it shows the Batman origin in a way that I had not shown because it's like when Batman could marry Andrea Beaumont, he goes to the parents' grave and is like, "Mom, Dad, is it okay if I'm happy? It's okay if I not go on this crusade and I do this instead. Is it okay with you that I'm happy?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I would have to say, I'm going to do this. Batman versus Robin, the Court of the Owls movie.
Ooh.
For anime. That one was really cool because, again, you do with Damien, you do the whole no killing. Plus, you get the animated version of when Batman emerges in that giant owl suit and he goes, "Get out of my cave." I love that. And Tevia, more power to you, brother. You 100% can count that. Oh, and also, actually, wait a second. Dave brings up a good point. How about the Dark Knight Returns animated movie that is legit the comic, like legit page to screen comic? I was really surprised with that one.
That was really good, honestly.
I love it when Batman goes, "This isn't a battlefield. This is an operating table, and I'm the surgeon." As he like rips someone's arm. I'm like, yes. I wish we got that in live action. I think we would have if we had gotten the Ben Affleck movie.
Mm-hmm.
And Tevi also says, "My favorite Batman movie is Batman and the Dark Knight movies. But as for animated, it's Return of the Joker and Mask of the Phantasm." Good choices. Good choices. And also, it's kind of interesting. Does The Flash count as a Batman movie because there's so much Batman in it?
Kind of, yes, because there's a lot of Batman in there. Think about it.
Yeah, in that case, I'll put that in there because first off, I love that Ben Affleck Batman scene on the Bat Cycle as he's chasing after those terrorists. And then I like how the Flash brings Batman out of retirement, and by Batman I mean Michael Keaton Batman. And when the Flash goes, "I can't bring you back," and then Batman goes, "You already did."
But Jared, you know what score goes really well with that Batman on the bike scene?
The ZSJL score, because I've seen those edits.
No, the BVS Batman scene.
Yeah, because I've seen. For those that don't know, some intrepid Snyder fans took the Ben Affleck scene from the beginning of The Flash, recolored it, and put the BVS Batman music in there to make it more like a Snyderverse movie, which is really cool. Should we count Flashpoint Paradox? No, because that's more of a Flash movie.
That's definitely a Flash movie.
Yeah, I gotta want to have a great night. It's Cecilia Throth, but you could count. Where does the Long Halloween rank with you guys? The two-parter.
That's hard.
It's genuinely good. I mean, at least I like it.
Me too. I liked Jensen Ackles as Batman. I think he does a fantastic Batman voice. Like, I was very surprised.
I was very surprised by that, but after the two-parter, you're like, yeah, like an airplane going downhill.
Well, yeah, we're saying strictly this this two-parter, not necessarily the universe.
But the Long Halloween, I would have to say, after the Batman versus Batman of Superman Apocalypse two-parter, in one as one package, right?
Mm-hmm.
One package film.
That's cool. And going to that Apocalypse thing, my favorite scene is when Batman is confronting Darkseid and he basically intimidates Darkseid to the point where Darkseid is like, "Well done, Dark Knight. If it was the Kryptonian or the Amazon, I wouldn't believe that you would bomb my planet. But I believe you, so I'll let you go." That was just because you think about it. Batman, a man, talked down a god.
Even Darkseid's like, "Man, you hardcore."
Yeah, exactly. And Dave, I actually haven't seen much longer. It is
Yes,
part of
it
the
is.
Tomorrowverse.
Yes,
But yeah,
it is.
exactly. That is the coldest. He's like, I activate the Hell Spores, let Kara go, or I blow up your planet. And he goes, how do I know you've done that? And he gives him the activation code. I'm like, that was awesome. How about Batman versus Dracula? I haven't seen that one. Here's another good Batman movie, actually. Batman the Doom That Came to Gotham. That is really good.
I don't think
Scary
I've
as
seen that
hell,
one.
but good.
Oh, Batman that Doom Came to Gotham. I thought that was a really good film too.
We're covering
Not-
that for Halloween, by the way. Just wanted to bring that
Ooh,
in there.
Okay.
I'll have
We
to
should
watch
get Nick's on.
watch it.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have to get Nick's on for that one.
yeah, absolutely. But now I want to talk
Batman and
about.
Halloween. Said Batman and Halloween, two of my favorite things.
Yeah, there you go. Now, for the rest of the stream, I also want to talk about our favorite Batman games because there's so many. Teladia and I are game. Teladia and Nick and I are
I'm a
game people.
gamer.
So let's go. So obviously we got to talk about the Arkham series. Because that was like, I call it Batman Simulator because that's pretty much what it is. You feel like somehow these game makers recreated what it's like to be Batman perfectly.
You be the Batman in the Batman Arkham games.
Like my favorite thing to do, I did this one. So I was in a scene where I have to take down a bunch of dudes with guns. You know what I did? I lured them to all the gargoyles and I hung them all from gargoyles, and then I dropped them.
Nice.
It's just so. It's so badass because you're in the dark. You can play mind games with these guys, and then also you add on to the fact that there's like so much Batman lore that they cram into this game, like with like all of the rogues that they bring in. That's why it's an Arkham Asylum, and it's like all the different. First off, they pretty much grabbed all the voice talent and. Remember, wait. We agreed to include me. Yeah. You're in, Pika. You're 100% in. And the Arkham games, I think, are fantastic. My favorite Batman games. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna go. I'll start with Teladia this time. Teladia, what's your favorite Batman Arkham game?
Arkham City, baby.
Really?
One of the best Batman game story told to date.
I gotta agree with you on that one. I like Knight, but the problem with Knight, it's hampered by the fact that there's too much tank parts.
It's like tank here, tank there.
Oh yeah, the
tank
animated. Did you see the honest trailer for it where they're like, well, you can tank, and you can solve puzzles, so you and your tank can be together again.
And plus, you know what's also cool about Batman Arkham City?
What?
You get to play as all the Bat family members, except
Not
for
all of them, but most of them.
Most of them, right? Not including Red Hood and Batgirl because of obvious reasons. But you get to play as Robin, Nightwing, Catwoman. Think about it.
Batman.
And Batman, yeah.
First off, also, that was like one of the best versions of Catwoman I have like ever seen is the ones in the Arkhamverse. Like, wow. The voice actor, the design, it just looks so cool. And plus with Arkham City, I love playing Arkham City with the BTAS skin. So it's like an animated Batman in this universe. And I'm like, that's something you don't see every day.
And that's what I'm going to be doing for Arkham City Let's Play. So a big segue right there. Just go.
All right, there you go. With me, I primarily use the Batman Incorporated skin or the Dark Knight Returns skin. Those like my mains.
Yeah.
And so, what about you, Nick's favorite Arkham game?
I'd have to say either Asylum or Knight.
Or Knight, that's a good one.
Yeah, well, okay, so I like Asylum because it's got so many. Like I don't have any of the games, so I've watched like Let's Plays and stuff. I like the fourth wall breaking stuff they do.
Oh,
yeah. I'm a sucker for a good fourth wall break, but Knight is. I watched my older brother play it when it first came out because he bought it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, he wouldn't let me play it because older siblings. But
yeah. I'm well aware of that.
I'm well aware of that too.
I watched him play it on and off whenever he'd come to visit, and the tank sections. Oh my good lord! The way he'd rage at them, honestly, funniest part.
That's awesome. So he would actually get violently angry whenever there was a thing there. Hey, what's up, Perp? How you doing, dude? Happy Batman Day.
Who is it?
It's
Is it
Perp.
that Raptor? Is that Raptor guy? Is that
Yeah,
Baby Hands?
it's small hands. It's Dino hands.
It's Dino Hands, Baby Hands. Welcome on
So
in.
me, okay. In terms of story and gameplay, I like SETI the most. In terms of just overall Batman feel, I do like Knight, particularly because you can free roam in like practically any Batman skin that's ever existed, and you can drive around in any Batmobile. Because I don't know about you, but I just love driving around the Ben Affleck Batmobile, just ramming into cars.
Yes.
My one
And you get
complaint is that when
go
they
on.
do like those special racetracks, when you're doing the Christopher Nolan one for the Tumblr, it doesn't play Batman Begins music. The reason why I know that they can do this, they do it with the 1966 Batman. In other words, it plays the 66 Batman theme. So I'm like, what? Also, here's my other ding on Night. To get 100%, you have to find like every single Riddler trophy.
Yeah, Arkham Knight, there's too many trophies. Same with Arkham City.
I don't have the
Arkham,
patience for that. I'm like, nope, I'll watch it on YouTube.
Who does
yeah.
though?
It took me 3 years to complete Batman Arkham City, 100%ing it.
And here's
Wow.
the thing: it's not like they give you anything else that's like really cool. It's just it's just a regular bat suit with a golden bat. I'm like, that's it?
In Arkham City, you don't get
That's a
that.
reward.
Yeah, I know, but it's like they don't reward you enough for it. Like if they gave you an entire Batmobile Batman set that's like whatever the current one in the comics is or something like that, that'd be one thing. But they just give you a bat suit, at least at night, with the golden bat, and I'm like, that's it. Oh, Tavia's got all of them. Wow, nice.
He's showing off.
The other thing is that I wish, this is not really a thing on the game itself, but I do wish they kept up with like adding skins and stuff, because I would love to play as the Pattinson Batman in Arkham Knight, because that's like really, I think he would fit really well with Arkham Knight. And there are people that have modded the game, so you can use that.
It wouldn't work. Pattinson in the Arkham games wouldn't work.
Why?
Because in the Batman, he wore a wingsuit. He didn't use the cape. Remember?
You could still just have the cape and not the wingsuit.
True, but people would think it's a bit weird.
I can kind of see that. Or how about like the tactical armor from like Justice League, or the Nightmare Batman suit?
That I can see.
That they could do.
That tactical I can see.
Maybe not the Nightmare suit, because it doesn't have the cape for gliding. Maybe we can get that in Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League, but you're not playing as the Justice League.
We're not playing as that in the Justice League. Maybe they'll bundle it up with Suicide Squad. That's what he's trying to say. You know, Arkham Knight, the Arkham games, bundle it up with.
They probably can. What they could do is that in DLC, if you get to play as the Justice League in like a sequel campaign, that'd be interesting. I don't know if they're going to do that, because I think they kind of gave up on that game and they're just going to release it. But
yeah,
I don't know. We'll see. That's another one. So let's briefly to discuss that. I think it's really cool, a cool idea to play as the Suicide Squad. My problem is that, so you're ending the universe by basically doing another Flashpoint.
That's what DC tends to do. Flashpoint.
Because that's apparently, according to them, the only story that the Flash has ever had. And I'm like, wait a second here, this doesn't add up. Just doesn't work. But I think so. But I mean, I'm very like optimistic about it, because it still looks fun. They're not doing the microtransactions thing, so that's another thing that I'm happy about.
At least it's not. Yeah, at least they're not doing microtransactions for Suicide Squad. They've basically given up on that element. They're gonna change up that landscape for that game,
Cool.
which is a good thing. and it's obviously a next gen title, so meaning it's PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series S and X.
Which is good for me because I
And
have one of
PC.
those.
Yeah, so myself and Jared will be streaming that for sure. Day one.
So let's talk with the Gotham Knight in the room. That game that I
do
still
we
say
have
that
to?
I still say that game is underrated.
Do we
I
have to?
Hmm?
Do we have to
oh
talk about Gotham Knights?
Yes, we do. What's up next?
I like it. I don't know. It's got a special place in my heart.
There you go. Thank you.
That-
See, Teladia,
that-
you're outnumbered.
That's Perp's. By the way, that's Perp's favorite video game.
Gotham Knights? Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's fun.
Perp loves that game.
That story is awesome. It's really fun. Why don't you like it?
Because there's so much things missing to it. So much things that are missing into that game. Like there was gonna be a Catwoman DLC.
Ignore
We were gonna get
what was going to be added in there in DLC. I'm talking about the base game itself.
it's just too short. I felt it was too short.
Really? I felt it was too long at certain parts.
No, I felt it was too short. I finished it within like I must have done like 10, 11 parts, but I finished that game in about 2 weeks, 2 to 3 weeks easily.
I will give Tevia this. Yeah, the ending was super like dumb because I'm like, you should just brought Batman back in there because he's alive. It's the Lazarus Pit. Just bring him back, and he has to deal with that. And you can play it, and then that's the reward for completing the game. You get to play as Batman. But no, that's that's my complaint about it, because they don't give you enough. What I mean by that is that you don't have the Batmobile. I'm pretty sure Batman has a spare Batmobile. You only use a Bat Cycle. There's like nothing else. I did like, okay, it did have the cool ending. I'm hoping Kevin Conroy records some lines as a guest character for the Cape Crusader show. Maybe. I haven't heard anything about that. By the way, that looks pretty fun, the Cape Crusader show, even if Bruce Timm's going to be involved. But
like, I'll be honest with you. I think that Cape Crusader show is probably going to be pushed 2024. Sorry, yeah, 2024. Just purely because next year is Batman's 85th anniversary. Makes sense.
Yeah, if ever there was a good time to drop that show, it would be right there on the 85th anniversary, I guess. So I guess that works.
But as PK says, Gotham Knight started okay, but it mellows down as goes through, and I'll eventually end up falling out of love with it. That's exactly what happens to me. It starts okay, then it just I fell out of it. I was just like, man, this was too short. Like there was nothing, there was no rewards for the game, no exclusive skins or anything.
Well, there were skins, and there were exclusive skins like the Jim Lee skins and the Batman Beyond skins. Ironically, there you go.
And yes, Tevia, we were gonna get Damian Wayne in Robin in Gotham Knights. Yes, I do know that as facts because I was sent some stuff for the game.
I gotta be honest. I thought Damian was the Robin in this game when they first put out the trailer. I didn't know it was Tim Drake because he looks like Damian.
Yeah, I thought it was Damian too at first. I was like, Damian? That's what I thought too.
My complaint about I do agree with you. When you find out they were supposed to put in Catwoman, there should have been like a brief thing where like you get an email from Selena Kyle or someone to acknowledge it. Because if there's one character that maybe should be reacting to Batman's death, it's Selena Kyle.
Like there was Catwoman, there were gonna be Titans, there was gonna be Architect. There were so many villains that were gonna be included. Essentially, and it would have doubled the amount of hours you'd be in the game. So I think that's why the Batman Arkham games essentially last longer, because the fact is the longevity for those games are 10 times the fold of what Gotham Knights is.
Well, let's talk about that, because the thing about the Arkham games that I love, when you beat the story mode, there's so much to do. I'm like,
yeah.
There's another game as soon as you beat the game. I'm like,
Yeah,
what the heck?
This is why the Batman Arkham games stand the test of time compared to many of these other superhero games, like Avengers or, I would say
Avengers was
even
good.
Gotham.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna push back on you right there. But to
No,
give up
I
that,
disagree.
well, of course, if you save all the side quests for the end of the game, it kind of turns into an episodic Batman the animated series, but you're playing as Batman because you get all these
Actually,
little. You have a Two-Face episode, a Man Bat episode.
there's also the story DLC pack,
Oh
which
yeah,
was
all those you can play as like Nightwing, Red Hood, and you can like to actually shoot people. But the
not
problem
not
with that is,
not
Mhm,
those. I'm talking
mhm.
about it within the main campaign. So you get to play stuff like Killer Croc, Mr. Freeze, Mad Hatter, you know, Decom Blackfire. There were so many missions you could do within the game. So that's why I think the reason why Batman Arkham lasts such a long time is basically because of the performance that Kevin Conroy brings to the Batman role, right? And
Well,
people
yeah,
resonate,
because he's the guy.
and basically people resonate with the character, and it's like it just makes sense. But whereas other games, it's not like that. And it's the same can be said for Marvel Spider-Man, right? Marvel Spider-Man is having the same effect the Batman Arkham games are happening right now, what the Batman Arkham games had, which is it's like a domino effect. Essentially, when the first game does good, the second games become even better.
True
So
that.
it's essentially that's exactly what Insomniac is doing with their games compared to um like that's what I'm saying. It's a domino effect. It's superhero games in general. If it's single player story driven games, they do well. If it's not single player story driven games, they never do well.
The problem with Avengers is that they could have made it like that, but they went too hard into the microtransactions area, and they
They
made it.
they
It would be another thing also if, like, with the gear system, if when you change gear, it actually changed the appearance of your character. That would be one thing.
they promised no microtransactions, and there was. That was
Mhm.
the developers on developers end,
Yep,
right?
that's on them. 100%. That's on them.
That's on them because they promised something and they never promised it, and that's why the Avengers failed. And Suicide Squad, what can I say about Suicide Squad other than it's going to be another Avengers situation where the game it's gonna be one of those things where it's like, okay, I can do certain things, but once the game is done, what else is left to do? You have to wait for DLC.
True that. So, on that note, I think it's a good place to leave it. I just want to remind you guys to become a member because you get a shout out on every single show. I want to give a shout out to the current roster of members. Got Martha, got Jenna, got Teladia, got Master Sergeant, got David. Thank you all for making Comics League what it is today. Drop below in the comments your thoughts on Batman as a character, Batman Beyond Return the Joker, and if you feel so inclined, become a member, like, comment, subscribe. So in the meantime, Teladia, what have you got coming out on the channel? Where can we find you?
So you guys can follow me on Twitter or X at Teladia Plays _, and basically I'll be tweeting out stuff, doing different things, and also on my YouTube page, which is at Teladia Plays, I have got a members only video posting up next week on Tuesday or Wednesday, talking about why DC needs more superhero games and what superhero games could be for the future, right? And also I have got if you want to become a member, it's 99 cents. Same tier, same type of level as Jared. So you can become a member of my channel. And also, I have got a live stream tomorrow for my Spider-Man Miles Morales. I'll be doing a 2 to 3 hour stream where I'm playing that and finishing the story in one shot. That's my goal for tomorrow. And then I also will be doing a stream a collab on Monday with Sil Abdul, the one and only, the wise man. I'll be doing that with him. And then Tuesday is the video, and I'll also be posting another video which is going to be about Marvel Spider-Man 2 news roundup. So I'll be doing that as well. And I'll be posting that sometime next week. And also, I'll be doing a collab with Jared again, the Super Wonder stream, which is doing really well. We love talking about Super Wonder comics. So stay tuned for that on Wednesday. That is happening on Wednesday, and then Thursday will be normal day. Probably be on Jared or Nick or oh sorry, it's under 2K, so I'll be on Jared's channel talking about whatever it is topic it is. And then on Friday it's under CLD. Hopefully I'll be there for that. So
How about you, Nix?
Well, you can find me on, I guess X now, but I'm just gonna call it Twitter.
It just sounds wrong to say X, right?
It does.
X.
Like I'm advertising for something I shouldn't be.
Yeah, exactly. I know.
But you can find me on Twitter at Bunny Girl Nix, where I
Sweet.
just kind of post whatever.
So in terms of for me tonight, I am going to be on obviously Nick's channel doing the Spider-Man collab, but I'm also going to be a guest on Necatina's show to talk about DC, the DC EU, Batman Day and the like. I have the Super Wonder Legacy show with Britt. I have Justice League rewatch with Nick, Avatar rewatch with Nick, Super Wonder with Teladia, and I'm working on the schedule for next week. I can tell you that Indie Wednesday is going to be Halo Comics, thanks to a request from my member Teladia. So, on that note, everyone, thanks for coming. Happy Batman Day, and stay heroic, everyone.
Super Wonder for life.
Yes, Super Wonder for life. Wonder Bat sucks. Where's my outro?